cover most of our initiatives, including all of the rally we've had at the state capitol, going to Washington, D.C., meeting with former Speaker Paul Ryan, lobbying at Hill, meeting with over 160 legislative, congressional leaders, and being widely covered by members of the press. We are extremely appreciative of this. And this is a historic day in our community, among Liberians here, that our people can no longer live in the shadow. To that, we want to call on other speakers who have also been part of this initiative, have been a strong champion, advocate on this issue, to also share their perspective. Thank you.
What's next? What's next for your community? Where are you going? What next do you want to achieve now, going forward?
Yes, going forward, the first thing is to appreciate. And we have plans to hold immigration session to educate our people on how to apply. Make sure all of our people, because there's a timeline attached to this, to make sure they have all the needed information to apply. And we'll go out there to spread the message. Yes, the bill has been passed. We still have segments of our community who are not informed of this yet. So our goal is to make sure to reach out to them and make sure they get to know this in other states as well. And hopefully the media can help spread this message out. As you know, people reach the media more than they do with individuals. And that is our next plan. But our immediate next plan is our celebration. We are planning a massive celebration here in the state of Minnesota, which our brother will talk about. But we also have people here today who will be speaking who are directly impacted by that situation. And hopefully when you hear that testimony, you understand, you know, and times it by how many persons is affected, what this means to our community. Thank you very much. I'll see you.
Does this just affect Liberians in Minnesota, or is this a broader United States thing, or how does that work?
It affects all Liberians in the United States of America. That's what makes it historic. A new door open.
I'm Esther Nimland, E-S-T-H-E-R, and my middle name, and my last name, N-I-M-L-E-Y, I for N, not I, okay. I'm a holder of DED/TPS, been here since 2000, and been infected by this status. Like Rich, and he said, we've been living in the shadow. So thank you for this great history. Now, I've been in America for a decade. I'm part of this history. So I'm glad to see you guys and all of my people here and there all over the United States. Thank you.
My name is Pastor Matali Tashan. I came in the United States on an invitation on a church conference since 2014. I was here during the era, and my TPS was sometimes renewed and then elapsed. And over the 4 years, I've not been on status, but with it, new bill that has been passed and covered my status. I'm so glad, and I want to thank President Donald J. Trump for God giving him heart to give us this status. So I thank him, I thank the American people, I thank the Liberian people, our Liberian brothers and sisters that lobby with the government to give us this status. And so I'm so impressed. I want to thank you, thank all the press, spread our message to the President of the Republic of the United States for a good work. And my family in Liberia, I told them they were overwhelmed. So I want to thank him so much. I thank those that lobby for us. I want to thank you, Abdullah. I want to thank you, our chairman. I want to thank you for everything. You made us happy. And so we are part of you now in America. We will work along with you that will, improve the life of our family and do things for the nation. This is a great nation. We all will be form part to do great things for the great nation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Cecilia Saka. I'm so happy and I thank the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, for this wonderful gesture. And the legislatures and the Senate, I want to tell them thank you for passing this bill for the Liberians. Thank you so much.
So, I think everybody has said everything. Again, my name is Abdullah Kiatamba, Abdullah Kiatamba. I'm the national head of the immigration campaign in the U.S. I think this is an important and milestone immigration moment. This is historic. No bill in Congress ever with a Liberian name has reached this far. And Jack Reed, who's the author of the bill, and all of our Minnesota congressional delegation pushed this. This campaign has been for almost 3 decades. The last 3 years has been the most intensive. And so we think that this moment is not for us, but for those who are beneficiaries in our communities, because they would have lost income, there'll be separation of families, and Liberia was not quite ready to absorb a massive influx of people from the United States because the country is in recession, is going through a recovery. So I think this is a great moment for all of us to celebrate, and other leaders will be talking about the specifics, about the kind of celebrations that will be taking place. But we just wanted to provide an initial reactions to thank our Minnesota congressional delegation, all of whom have worked so hard, have fought alongside with us at every stage, at every moment, at every difficult challenge. They faced them down with us. So we're grateful for this, including the media. We'd just like to acknowledge the role of different organizations, and I think we've done that. So I'd just like to focus on other leaders just share it, and after that, 2 other leaders will ask for question and answer, so we can make this press shorter. Thank you.
Yeah, once again, my name is Imam Dukle. IMAN, Mohammed, Mohammed, Dukuly. Joining the previous speakers, what I like to focus on, yes, we have a planned celebration that we agree with LMA, the Liberian Ministers Association, for us to celebrate this on the 26th of January. And that celebration will be inclusive of everybody, everyone who has played a part. All the Liberian community members, the leaders, our external partners, our congressional leaders, and some of the things we intend to do, not just to thank the Almighty God, to thank the senators and representatives, but it's also at that meeting to be able to honor people who really deserve this. For us, what we've done is a matter of obligation. We are not looking for thank you from our community for the role we play. At least we have won this, it's a victory together, and so therefore we must celebrate it together. No one person among us here can claim victory for this, but collectively we can. And also responding directly to your question, yes, there are so many Liberians across the United States that are affected. My understanding from some of our leaders is that just in Minnesota, there could be about 1,000 people actually that would benefit from the DED TPS program, and those also who have overstayed. So across the country, yes, we have a lot of calls from brothers and sisters thanking the community for standing up, because in as much as many states were involved in this process, Minnesota has always taken the lead. Minnesota has taken the lead in this process. Minnesota were able, through these leaders, to organize 160 different congressional visits. For the first time in the history of the entire DED program, we're able to organize our own lobbying day in Washington, D.C. Most of the time, we've always hung on the coattail of other people, but we said, you know what, we can do this on our own. If it was any lobby organization that we hired, we could have spent maybe more than $2 million to do that. Even countries don't get 160 congressional visits. And so we have invested in this. It's our baby. We really like to celebrate it, and then celebrate it along with our brothers and sisters in Minnesota, the churches, the mosques, the legal organizations. They all came together and stood by us. And so we don't want to leave anybody out in these celebrations. And so this is the reason why we call you this morning, to express our deepest gratitude to all of those who have, one way or the other, contributed towards the achievement of this goal. I'd like to join my brothers and my sisters to extend special thank you to the President of the United States. You know, this is a miracle. God really touched his heart to do this, and without any reservations, he signed that, and this is the most comprehensive immigration bill that has been passed in the history of the United States that covers so many fronts. And so because of this, our community want to be so grateful and thankful for Minnesota and Minnesotans for all of their support.
Can I get your name again and spell it?
Imam, I-M-A-M, M-O-H-A-M-M-E-D, D-U-K-U-L-Y.
Thank you.
Thank you again. My name is Stephen W. Cole. I'm a pastor. I pastor the Christ Triumphant Outreach Ministries, and I'm also a board member of the Liberian Minister Association called the LMA. I want to be grateful to the Almighty God for allowing Trump to sign this bill. I've been here since '98, and since I came to Minnesota 2000, I've been on TPS until 2017. I was able to get green card, but it's a very fearful situation, tough time, stressful. I had to go to the seminary paying out of pocket, and so the challenge is there for everyone, and we are very grateful to everyone that has contributed to the passing of this historic generational bill. We bless the Lord for that. I agree with those who have spoken already that this celebration is a collective, inclusive, all-inclusive celebration that we must recognize the effort of everyone and bring ourselves together in recognizing that which has been done by the Almighty. It is a miracle, and we must celebrate the miracle together. And so we are grateful and want to say thanks to the press for continuing to publish our endeavors, and I pray that we will have a wonderful time of celebration when that day comes. Thank you.
So we have our sister here who is directly impacted. She have a unique story on the whole DED situation. Her name is Annie Young, and she will be sharing her testimony.
Thank you, everyone. I am so grateful to the Almighty God for the passing of this bill. I've been here since 1984. And I have been working at the University of Minnesota as a registered nurse since 1985. And every year I have to renew my DED, my work permit, every year. And so I'm so thankful to everyone that did this for us. And I really want us to celebrate this together. I don't want a divided community. I want everyone to come together and celebrate. I don't know if you remember 1998, my husband and myself were on KSTP. They came to our house to interview us for this same reason. And so I said thank you to the press for having it out there. Thank you to all the senators, Tina Smith, Amy Klobuchar, Jack Reed, Dean Phillips, all our senators, our representatives in the Twin Cities, in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, everywhere in America that helped us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want everyone to celebrate this together and not a divided community. Thank you very much.
What's your name again? Spell it.
Annie Yonley, Y-O-N-L-Y. Annie, A-N-N-I-E.
Thank you.
So we'll take one more speaker and then we'll entertain a few questions and we'll be closing. Dr. Holler, go ahead.
Again, I'm Pastor Burley Holder. We want to tell God thank you. It is God who give the praise. When you listen to all the testimony, this is why we did it. It's not about us. We don't get the glory. God used us as tools. But because we did this for families, I run a youth organization. I'm executive director for a youth organization called Mali No Youth Initiative. I work with kids that come to me crying that their father or mother was sent home because of DED. But this is why we did it. I won't say much, but I want to thank God, thank the senators, thank the community, thank everybody that was involved. And like they said, we want us to celebrate this together. No one person could have done it. No one organization could have done it. It's collective. We did it. We tried, and God did the rest. So we give him the glory, we give him the praise, and we thank the senators, and we thank President Donald Trump for God touching his heart when he decided. Thank you.
Would you stand and spell your name again, sir?
Burley, Pastor Burley, Burleigh, and Holder, Holder. Thank you.
So before we get to question and answer, sorry, even though I said one more, but we have our National Regional Vice President for the Union of Liberians in America, who represent all of us, and we are part of, she will have to fill every time before.
Well, I'm representing the Union of Liberians in the Americas, they call it ULA. I'm the Northern Regional Vice President. And ULA just want to say thanks to everybody, the representatives, the Liberians collectively, we just want to say thanks. ULA is planning a big program, and our Vice President is heading, the National Vice President is heading that campaign where we're going to go to Rhode Island first to honor and Representative Jack Reed and other representatives. And we're hoping that Senator Jack Reed and the other senators and representatives. And we're hoping that the rest of the chapters are part of ULA. We have their own celebration to honor the representatives and senators with ULA being involved. So there's going to be an announcement out there where ULA is going to have this big program to honor these people that really help us to come this far. So thanks very much.
All right. Thank you. As we go into question and answer, hopefully that can be short. We want to also reinforce that the new date for our celebration, official celebration of Liberians in Minnesota, will be January 26th, right?
Yes.
January 26th. So if you are watching, stay tuned and keep posted for that additional detail on that.
Do you know where it will be?
It will be the Ebenezer Community Church in Brooklyn Park. Ebenezer Community Church in Brooklyn Park.
You earlier on had your celebration scheduled for today. You care to tell the public what prompted the change?
Well, there was conflicting dates, so we as a community decided to have our celebration that will be more inclusive, give people ample time to make adjustment to their respective schedule, give ample time to have people who have contributed towards the process notified enough so they can be able to come.
As the mother organization, OLM, can you speak to the other celebration we understand taking place today? Is OLM aware of this?
I would like Chief Libia, you want to speak to that?
Thank you. My name is Arthur Bia again. I'm the co-chair for the board of directors. To your question, this community is a diverse community. We did this as a group. There are multiple things going on in this community, but OLM is the established and recognized representative of Liberians in Minnesota. And so we didn't do this alone. We did this with key partners like the Liberian Ministry Association, like the Muslim communities, like the women's organization. We want a celebration that will involve all of these organizations. And so we take that into consideration when we are planning and when we are executing events. So that's the reason behind us having
our event on the 26th to give more time to these partners, to give more time to these players so that they can be there and the Liberian community can celebrate together as one. I can't speak for any other group that is having an event. Does that answer your question? Any other question?
Well, I have a question,
Okay.
and any one of you can address this. Where were you specifically when you heard the news that this actually went through? And what went through your mind?
I'm Georgette Gray, the Executive Director for Orland. Name is spelled Georgettette, last name is Gray. The question, where were we? We were all in the community. We have been watching, listening to the news, following text messages, being on the internet, and I specifically was in my house. Actually, I was driving to the office here when I got called that it had been passed. And we drove over to the office and people came over with the celebration. Members of the community started to call with the excitement, and phone calls were ringing all over the place. So the community was excited about it, and everyone is. We are just thankful. It's been a long road coming. It's been over 20 years since we've been walking this road with people struggling every year. So it brought a lot of relief to us.
I was actually driving, and it was Abdullah who called me, and I parked my car, and I went into prostration to thank the Almighty God. But with all that he said to me, I didn't believe. I had to reach out to one of my congressional friends, and I texted him. I said, could you please confirm? I don't want to hear the news or what I see on the internet. Then he sent me text back and said, yes, indeed it has been passed. But let's be cautious because it has not been signed yet. I said, but even that, we can hope that the president will sign this bill. So we were overwhelmed with joy, happiness, and everybody in our community. I did not know how many people could have been relieved of the distress because of this until that day.
If you were attached number within your community of beneficiaries, I know a lot of people have been coming around. What will your guess be of people that are expected to benefit, especially from Minnesota?
1,000 plus.
So 1,000 plus from Minnesota, 1,000 plus on DED, but TPS there's more than 4,000 just in Minnesota. Then you imagine and around the United States of America, we're talking about a lot of people that was affected, and thank God that this bill went through and signed by Donald Trump.
Okay. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it, and we'll see you all on the 26th. Thanks.
Thank you.
What different channels do you have? You Channel 4, right? Channel 4, right?
Hallelujah.
Thank you for coming. Shout out that was
I get a power in bed and then we'll come.
Yeah.
I would put that house in my own.
I plug on the wall.
Thank you.
Not bad.
My name up for press conference.
You gotta put it in the snow. In the snow, what happened? Go ahead, Sharon. Go lay down in the snow for that one. Go ahead, brother. I ain't gonna do no This is very easy to do.
Jessica, when you started doing that kind of stuff?
When you moved to Minnesota? When you came to Minnesota?
When I came to 1999. 1999.
You want to get your stuff? I'll be good. Trust me, be prepared for that question. Go here is not anything negative about them. That's a negotiation. If you want to
Okay, everybody. This is Jessica here, and we just saw OLM giving a press release based on what happened yesterday, or what happened on Thursday when I went on a live and I made a community understand that there were 2 events going on in the state of Minnesota, other concerned Minnesotans, and we were going to try to make sure that both events were boycotted or protested again. And the ministers in Minnesota came together to talk to both groups about this, and OLM decided that they were going to step back and replan to be able to involve everybody. Acer did not. So today there was a press conference here stating how happy we are as Liberians that this has happened, and we are also stating that there will be a celebration in the near future, which is on the 26th of January.
Thank you.
Letting everybody know,
Thank you, my brother.
letting everybody come together as one to be able to do this. One thing I would like to say before I go is, it wasn't just one person that did this, and we should not forget that God made it happen for us. So when we come together as a people, we need to step aside from taking all the glory, because all that glory belongs to God and God alone. So many people came together from different avenues, did different things to be a part of this, to make it a success. We have the pastors that came, the imams that came along, we have community leaders, we have media like myself, advocates like myself, leaders in the community, OLM, and all the different groups. So today, we're not going to protest because OLM heard the community and reacted as such. Today we're going to celebrate that our sisters and brothers on both DED and TPS have the opportunity to live without hiding and to be out of that stressful situation that they always found themselves in when they were coming to a deadline of what they need to do to stay in the United States of America. I want to say thanks to everyone who joined and watched. Please share the video. This is very important that the community knows what's going on. It's very important that we put our hands together to make sure that we are standing as one, because together we stand and divided we fall. So I want to say thanks to everyone that came on this live to watch, and you have a very beautiful Saturday. Again, this is Lady J from Everything Liberia stating, have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Well, that is pretty groovy. You finished your whole thing?